Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्री श्री राधा नील माधव भगवान की जय, श्री गौर निताय की जय, पिता राम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय, श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हदेव भगवान की जय, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायामुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यम् ईश्वरं। नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कथांचना स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत्, विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्यानमामि तम्। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तान् सञ्जीवयत किल शक्तिधरा स्वधाम्ना, अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणात्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। Hare Krishna. We welcome everyone to the third session of our presentation series called The Art of Remembering Krishna. We have discussed 2 parts. Today is the final concluding part on this. So, what is the art of remembering Krishna? So, we have discussed so far 2 broad topics within this. First, we discussed how we can remember Krishna or remember God in a social situation. And we discussed the 3 levels of appreciation. How we can see divinity in our dealings. How we can appreciate someone for what he has done for us. Then we can appreciate a person for who they are independent of us. And then we can appreciate them by seeing divinity in them. This was the first day. We discussed 3 levels of appreciation and how we can appreciate someone and how we can see Krishna there. Then we discussed the art of remembering Krishna when we are in solitude. For that we discussed the 4 quadrants of remembering Krishna, and we discussed how we need to situate ourselves in the 3rd quadrant. We have to move from the 2nd to the 3rd quadrant, where we put our efforts also and we remember Krishna also favorably. And we discussed these 2 topics because Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, and primarily Kali Yuga is characterized by quarrel and hypocrisy. And when we come together, we quarrel, and when we are alone, we are victims of hypocrisy. So if we learn to see Krishna when we are with others and when we are alone, our lives would become meaningful and spiritually successful. Today we are going to discuss how during crisis, difficulties, suffering or doubts, how we could remember Krishna. Now, we are going to discuss 3 principles briefly, which will help us immensely when we go through challenges in life. And these 3 principles will help us remember God and feel relief from suffering and also happiness in life. So I request you to kindly pay attention to these 3 principles. And remembering Krishna. Now before we discuss on remembering Krishna, please remember one point, that remembering Krishna is not some mental trick. Okay. If I say now, let us all sit straight, let us breathe, and now we'll close our eyes, and now we will remember Krishna. You think it's easy? Do you think if you close your eyes, and let's say you decide to close your eyes and sit down like this, and remember Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, you think it's easy? What is the problem? What is the challenge you will face if you decide to sit and close your eyes and remember Krishna's pastimes of Vrindavan, what will happen? Yes, mind will go to some other pastimes. Our pastimes with Maya. Mind will run riot if you sit down and try to remember Krishna. Therefore, remembering Krishna is not a mental trick. Remembering Krishna is based on solid principles, which is what we will discuss now. Srila Prabhupada said that life is a preparation and death is an examination. So, at the time of death, if we can remember Krishna, then our lives are successful. But to remember Krishna at the time of death, we have to practice remembering Krishna during life. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. At the time of death, one who remembers me, yap prayati samadbhavam nasi atrasya samshaya. Without doubt, he will come back to me. But to remember Krishna at the time of death is very difficult if we haven't remembered Krishna during our lifetime. Sometimes devotees say, oh, Krishna says we have to remember him at the time of death. So let me do what I want to do now, and just before I'm dying, I will chant Hare Krishna. Is it so easy? If we have consciously forgotten Krishna now, do you think we will unconsciously remember Krishna at the time of death? It's impossible. It will never happen. Because at the time of death, we will remember that in which we have invested our consciousness during lifetime. Like for example, God forbid, but if there is a fire in your house, and when you run and you are outside the house and you see that there is fire in the house, immediately what will come to your mind first? Family members. If your child is inside, you will call out to your child. Or if there is nobody in your house and you just come outside, all of you, and then you see your house is on fire, what will you remember? The thing or the person that you are most attached to. Some of you may say, my child. Some of you may say, my laptop or my phone. Whatever you love the most, that is what you remember during crisis. Similarly, during the time of death, we will spontaneously remember that which we are very attached to. Therefore, the scriptures tell us that we need to remember Krishna during our daily life. Okay. Now, as we try to remember Krishna in our daily life, in our daily practices, we face many cyclones, many challenges. And these threaten to pull us away from remembering Krishna. I have a question to all of you. Why is it that we find it very difficult to remember Krishna during our day-to-day activities? What do you think is the reason why we can't remember Krishna during our busy life? Yes. We don't love him. Yeah, we don't love him to remember him enough. Yes, that's correct. What is the other reason why we don't remember him during our day-to-day activities? Yes, Prabhu there. Exactly, we give importance to other things in life. So why should I remember Krishna now? Yes, Prabhu. Same thing. Attachment to other things other than Krishna. That's why we can't remember Krishna. Exactly. Beautiful. We are driven by the external world so much during our day-to-day life that we can't go inward and remember Krishna. Our life is centered on the external, the world outside of us. Thank you. Any other reason? Yes, Prabhu.
We don't connect what we are doing with Krishna.
Beautiful. We don't connect
what we are doing. How we do it.
Beautiful. Whatever we are doing, we don't see the connection between that activity and Krishna. This is a beautiful answer. If we can simply learn this trick, how what I am doing now is connected with Krishna, then it becomes easy. This is beautifully explained by Prabhupada also in the purport to 2.66 Gita, where, what is that verse where Krishna tells Arjuna that Ashantasya kutah sukham. That verse, how does it begin? Yes, thank you. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavyatah shantir ashantasya kutah sukham. Krishna says if our intelligence is not connected to the Supreme, we will not find peace, and without peace there is no happiness. And in that purport, Srila Prabhupada writes a beautiful statement. He says, all disturbance is due to want of an ultimate goal. All of you agree? You have many roles in life. You are a mother, a wife, a husband, manager, father, many, many roles, right? And for each of these roles, you have many goals. So sometimes when we are busy with our goals, connected to our different roles, we get disturbed because we are not able to see the ultimate goal in all of these activities. So Prabhuji has given a beautiful answer. If you can somehow connect whatever we are doing with the ultimate goal, that's why Srila Prabhupada in the same purport he says, Krishna consciousness is a self-manifested peaceful condition. Because we remember the ultimate goal is to connect with Krishna. So I'm very grateful to all of you for your candid answers. Anybody else wants to say why we are unable to remember Krishna during our day-to-day life? All of your answers are correct. But anything else? Yes. Yeah, brilliant. We don't feel the need for Krishna. I am going on fine. I am doing everything. I am the controller. Ishvaroham aham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi. I am the Ishvara. I am the enjoyer. I have everything in my control. And many of us are control freaks. We try to control our lives. So therefore, we don't see the need for Krishna. So therefore, yes, we need to connect with Krishna on a daily basis. Yes. Exactly. We have forgotten our relationship with Krishna. So therefore, we are unable to remember Krishna. So what we are going to discuss now is the three principles which will help us remember Krishna on a day-to-day basis. Now, first rule is, in the Niti Shastra it is explained, dig a well not when the house is on fire. Dig the well when you're building the house. Similarly, remembering Krishna, don't wait for death to remember Krishna. Start doing some practices now. So there are three principles I am going to share with you right now. And these three principles, if we practice, we will be able to remember Krishna regularly. And these, like before sleeping at night, you could just tick these three boxes. Have I done something on this box? Tick. Second box, no? No. Yes. So the next day we can work on the other boxes. What are these three boxes? There is a triangle. This is the triangle of Krishna Smaranam. Triangle of remembrance of Krishna. First is the head. Second is the heart. And third is the hands. The head, heart and hands triangle of remembering Krishna. Head means doing things to get clarity, to understand answers to questions, problems. Heart means connection. Heart means connecting to love, connecting to the Krishna experience. And hands means contribution, service. Clarity, connection and contribution. Or head, heart and hands. And the triangle, if it is active, then we can remember Krishna. We'll elaborate on all three. But this triangle is kept alive because of the flame which is burning in the center of this triangle. That is Sankirtan. Sankirtan is what? Any answer? What is Sankirtan? Come together and glorify Krishna. To put it in simple words, when we are part of a big group which is glorifying Krishna, that is Sankirtan. Like yesterday I was staying in a devotee's house. The whole family came together and they were doing kirtan. So I came and sat in the back. 1 hour passed, I don't know how. I was also playing kartal, somebody was playing harmonium. We were just a few of us. And I felt my identity dissolve in that fire of Sankirtan. Sankirtan is when we are sending out a message to the universe that I am small part of a big plan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made a big plan to deliver the whole world. Srila Prabhupada has made a beautiful plan. Let me play my small part. Right now you are taking part in Sankirtan because you are trusting me and you are sitting here and you are listening to the class. Right? That is Sankirtan. The problem happens when I think, Hari Bol, I have come here to deliver the world. I am here. I am the center of the universe. Sankirtan means I am not the center of the universe. I am a small part of a big plan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already made a plan. So if that mood is there, that Sankirtan bhav is there, then in that Sankirtan mood, when we take care of our head, heart and hands, when we seek clarity, connection and contribution, we will be able to remember Krishna. All three have to be there. Remember, we began the class by discussing remembering Krishna is not a mental trick. It's not that I'll sit down, close my eyes and I'll remember Krishna. Krishna will not be accessible. Pantastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo vayo ratapi manaso munipungavanam sopyasti yat prapadasimnya vichintya tatve govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Lord Brahmaji has said, Simni, which we can't even reach Krishna's toenail even if we travel at the speed of mind. Krishna is inaccessible to someone he doesn't want to reveal. So we can't fool ourselves by thinking that I will sit and like a yogi, I will control and I'll remember Krishna. No. We need to be part of Sankirtan where we take care of three principles. Then Krishna out of his own sweet free will help us remember him. Okay, so we'll begin with the first one. What is the first principle? Clarity, head. So I have a question to you. What can give us clarity? Let me get some clarity on that. What will give us clarity? What will nourish our head? What will develop our brain, muscles, intelligence? Scriptures. Yes, anything more? More specific? Association of devotees, and in that association, what do we do? Scriptures. Sankirtan. You are right. The first word that comes to your mind is scriptures. Now, see, relationship with Krishna, it is very, very personal. So it is very important to read scriptures because Krishna loves to play hide and seek. It's not that you are going to experience ecstasy every day when you get up. Krishna, it's not that every day you are going to hear Krishna's flute. In fact, you may never have heard it till now. So Krishna is a transcendental autocrat, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says. So many times devotees can get discouraged. Right? Have you ever felt disappointed, struggling? Oh Krishna, where is Krishna? Aisa lagta hai na kabhi kabhi. So therefore, what comes to our rescue? Scriptures, because they give us clarity. Because relationship with Krishna is like a relationship with a person. Somebody you really love. Okay, I'll do one small interactive exercise for just 3 minutes. Can you do it? You need 3 people in a group. Can the 3 of you are next to each other make a small group? Okay? You just have 5 seconds for that. Just 3 people. And it's not difficult. You just take 10 seconds. And I'm going to ask 3 simple questions to you. And the 3 of you have to answer it together. Okay? We have groups now. All groups ready? You are 4, is it? 4 of you, ठीक है. 4 of you, ठीक है. अभी time नहीं है पर change करने का. Ideally 3 people in a group, okay? But 4 maximum, right? For first question. करताल है क्या? नहीं. करताल मेरे पास इधर ही. So when I play kartal, you'll start discussing, and when I play the kartal again, you'll stop. Okay. The first question is, listen to this carefully. You have to discuss amongst yourself. What is it in Krishna consciousness that when you came to Hare Krishna movement, instantly it resonated with you. I've not played the kartal yet, so don't start discussing. See, it's like, I'll give an example. When I came to ISKCON first time, I walked into the temple, I saw the paintings in the temple hall. Okay? And I was living with my grandparents for my first 10 years in a small temple town. So when I came to ISKCON temple first time, I was after 15 years entering that kind of spiritual atmosphere. And as soon as I saw the paintings, immediately I became emotional. And that lamp, Aarti, deities, immediately resonated with me. And I had no doubts about the importance of deity worship. I mean, I immediately agreed with it. It immediately made sense to me. Philosophy, Achintya Bheda Abhed Tattva was immediately made sense to me. Prasadam, perfectly logical. So like that, we all have some things which immediately attract us in Krishna consciousness. So what is it that you had no problems accepting when you came to Hare Krishna? Or that which you really liked? Not now. Don't say today I like. No. I'm asking you to go back in time. What you liked when you came to Hare Krishna, immediately you liked and immediately got attracted, or some things that you really liked. Okay? You can discuss now. Your time starts now. "30 seconds more, that's all." Okay, quickly. Hey, you are raising a hand. For what? I have not asked a question. But yeah, you can say what you want. You raised your hand. Yes, Murli. Kirtan, and library. Wow. Thank you. Any of the Matajis would like to share? For you? Yeah.
For us, it was Kirtan, and then connecting the dots for everything that has happened so far with Krishna, how we got into it, and the signs that everything connects, like everybody goes through the similar
Journey.
process, feels more like a science, like it's reproducible. And then Mataji also said that the deities and coming to Krishna consciousness in the temple, everything felt like
Yeah.
a
So
huge
Kirtan,
connection.
deities and the science of Krishna consciousness. Thank you. Any of the Prabhuji's group would like to share? Yes, fast. Yes. Prasadam after Bhagavad Gita class.
The deities and the
Deities and
convenience, the location of this temple.
location of the temple also. Beautiful. So it made you feel that yes, process is good and it's immediately got attracted. Yes. Anybody else? Fast. Every group should share fast.
So I think most of the shared that is Kirtan, the devotees.
Devotees.
So especially when you see being a newcomer, somebody's interested in you selflessly, like helping us in all.
Somebody interested in you.
Yeah. Right. And also Prasadam, obviously. And some of us, also Prabhupada, the way he made the sacrifice for all of us.
So Prabhupada immediately, hearing Prabhupada's pastimes, immediately felt connected.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Anybody has anything other than this? Yes. Arjun Saka.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. The meter or the tune in which Sanskrit verses were chanted.
Yes. I got attracted by that.
The first time I walked into ISKCON temple was 97 in Juhu, and Bhakti Charu Maharaj was serving the class. And Maharaj's sweetness, the way in which he was chanting the verses was very sweet. So of course I didn't know what the meaning was, but it just sounded very nice.
Beautiful. So. Yeah, like I remember the first time I heard Narsimharti, I got so attracted. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Anybody else? Is anything else which attracted them?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. For me, I got into Krishna consciousness in Delhi. It was Amog Leela Prabhu in Dwarka temple, and then I started going there, and the devotees is what attracted me. And the part of devotees that initially I thought, यार इतने अच्छे लोग हो कैसे सकते हैं? So then I thought, यार ये इतना कितना ड्रामा करेंगे? But रोज बोलते हैं यार हम कुछ नहीं है type. So then slowly I got attracted. यार really अच्छे हैं, and then slowly जो भी ऐसा अमोघ लीला प्रभु will come and ऐसे करके लेके जाएंगे, चलो प्रभु we'll do prasadam.
Basically, if I understand correctly, the friendship and love that you got from devotees immediately convinced you about the process. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, Mataji. Prabhupada's books, the philosophy, immediately connected you. Thank you for sharing all of this. Why I'm saying this is very, very important exercise you have done, because this will keep your head stable, because this will keep reminding you what you see, There is one Grahastha couple, they were in love and they got married. And after some years, they were struggling in their marriage. So the marriage counselor told them, what was the spark that attracted you to each other in the initial days? So then they shared, in the initial days, this, whatever it was. So then, is that fire, is that spark there now? No. Why? Because we are not doing those activities now. Like one brahmachari, he joined the ashram, and after 8 years in the ashram he came and told me, I'm completely lonely, miserable. I said, wait. When you were coming new, what was attracting you so much? He said, I would sit in front of the deities for hours, just sing bhajans or sometimes simply look at the deities. Then I asked him, when was the last time you did it? He said, maybe many months have passed. I didn't get time. So much service. So I said, drop everything. 1 week I will talk to the authorities. I'll give you leave. 1 week chutti from all seva. 1 week spend as much time as you can with deities. I did that. And after 1 week I said, Prabhu, now I am happy. So the point is, what attracted you in the initial days, if you disconnect from that, it is like your loving relationship with the person. So in Krishna consciousness also, just like in this world, when you have a relationship, something immediately attracts you in another person because of which you fall in love or whatever. Similarly, in Krishna consciousness also, something immediately resonates with us. And as our time progresses, we forget. And we get busy with our duties, responsibilities, that we forget what really brought us to Krishna. We should be careful not to cut that connection. Now the second question is more tough. Are you still in the group? Yes. What are those things in Krishna consciousness which didn't make sense initially, but it made sense over a period of time? Like I know one Grahastha couple, one man told me, I was in love with my wife and then we got married, but he told me 2-3 things which was really irritating in his wife. But he said, now I'm able to make peace with it after some years. Now I've understood that why she does like this. There is a reason for it. There was a childhood and there was issues, whatever. So what happens, some things we don't understand immediately, but after, like for me, I'll tell you, if somebody asked to ask this question, for me, I never knew, I never took the point of false pride and offenses. I mean, it didn't make so much sense to me when I was new. But over the last 25 years, I've offended some devotee and I got burnt and all those things we go through our journey. Today, compared to my initial days, today for me, Vaishnava Aparadha is a very big thing. It makes complete sense to me. When I was new, Vaishnava Aparadha was like, what is this Vaishnava Aparadha? But now, sober ho gaya. So I understood little bit maybe by whatever. So I'm asking you, is there something in Krishna consciousness which didn't make sense to you initially, but now over a period of time you have started understanding it? So you have just 2 minutes to discuss. Hare Krishna. Just 20 seconds more. Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to share? Yes, Prabhu. माइक आएगा, आप बोलते जाओ जोर से. टाइम बचेगा ना उतना.
Our group says the chanting at the initially and the books, which is making much more sense now as we are getting involved and as we know, as we have learned from the gurus and acharyas.
Correct. Beautiful. Chanting, books, initially didn't make so much sense, but as we get older, we realize philosophy is very important. Same, many devotees have this realization. Many devotees. Anybody of the Matajis would like to share?
We also had high standards in DT worship. And we had blessings. Why do we need blessings?
Yeah, beautiful. Blessings didn't make so much sense. It's a beautiful answer. Thank you. For many devotees, blessings didn't make sense in the initial days. But as we get older, we realize how helpless we are. And everybody's blessings we need. Even new devotees. Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita is taking blessings of future devotees who will come after 500 years. So thank you. What a beautiful point. Anybody else? One more, two. We have time for just 2 or 3 points. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, right? We never heard about them before. So I was like not sure whether it's real or not. Is it just a...
Excellent. Gaur Nitai, many of us, how many of you before coming to ISKCON knew about Gaur Nitai? Except Bengalis. Bengalis may know. I had no idea. When I came to temple first time I thought 2 umpires are standing and they are saying 6er maar. Cricket, those of you know cricket, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, thank you Prabhu. Gaur Nitai, many of us didn't know. My Gaurang Prabhu, I remember, told me, समझ में आएगा नहीं आएगा आगे बैठने का. हमारे गुरु महाराज अभी गौर लीला करेंगे. And he used to speak 5 hours Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. 5 hours. And I was sitting. Nothing made sense to me. You would so many names are there in Gaur Lila. So many names. Devanand Pandit and Srivas Thakur, Advaitacharya. I like, what are they? But faith. And today I just enjoy these pastimes, So initially it didn't make any sense. Beautiful. I'm so happy you shared this. Prabhu, your hand was also up. Yes. Excellent answers. I'm really grateful to you for blessings, Gaur Nitai. Yes.
So for me, in the beginning, when we were reading philosophy, the Achintya Beda Tattva
didn't make sense.
The inconceivable, oneness, at the same time difference, that did not make sense. So, but yeah, over a period of time.
Beautiful. Over a period of time, when you see the inconceivable behavior of devotees, you realize. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes. Anything else which is very strongly you want to share? Something? Yes.
Strongly, but
yeah, but okay.
I had a, when I heard the word false ego for many couple of years actually. So I couldn't digest that word actually.
What is false ego?
Still it's not, but at least.
Beautiful. First time I entered temple, I saw one devotee tell another one. One devotee was telling another. This is the first words I heard in the ISKCON temple. Hari Bol. So I had no idea what it meant. Hari Bol. And then he said, we want Lakshmi. There's somebody asking donation. Lakshmi. I said, what is Lakshmi? My cousin's name is Lakshmi. He's asking for Lakshmi. What? I had no idea that Lakshmi meant. And then he said, Maha. Do you want Maha? What is Maha? Just imagine somebody walks in new to the temple. He has no idea what is Maha, what is Lakshmi, what. Thank you, Prabhu. Anybody else?
Yeah, Prabhu. Yeah. Envy from Krishna. So when we are saying, why we are here, why we are born? Because we had envy from Krishna. Envy from Krishna?
I have no envy. Beautiful. Initially we thought, what is this envy from Krishna? But over a period of time we understand. Ravindra Swarup Prabhu says a beautiful realization. He says in initial days when Prabhupada used to speak heavy in the classes against Mayavad, he used to think, why Prabhupada? Then he says, I thought, maybe Mayavad is some group in India. Srila Prabhupada has some pangas with. Kuch to hai. He has some personal grudges against these Mayavadis. So that's why Prabhupada is smashing Mayavad. He used to think like that. And then he says, now I understand that I am myself a Mayavadi. In the sense, inside there was Mayavad in me. Prabhupada was smashing that. Now, after some years, he understood. Like that, many of us, Mayavad never made sense to me. Achha hai, wo bhi achhe hai, hum bhi achhe hai, theek hai. I used to never feel Mayavadis are so bad. I used to feel, ठीक है, मायावादी भी अच्छा है, प्रसादम के प्लेट में सब philosophy मिल जाता है. But yeah, so very nice. Envy of Krishna is a very, very profound point. We'll take 1 or 2 more. Last 1, 2. Okay, yes, Prabhu, and then we'll take Prabhuji.
Preaching. Initially, I used to think why these people want to preach so much. Because typically in India, the tendency is, जब भगवान बुलाएंगे तब आ जाएंगे ना.
Preaching, many people don't. Even now, Indians feel preaching क्या करने का. Yes. Thank you. Yes, 1 more, and then we will stop. We'll take one from the Matajis, and then you also, Prabhu, because you raised your hand. Okay, both of you, and then last 3. Okay.
Demigods.
We're running short of time, that's it. Yes.
Demigods.
Demigods. What about demigods?
We don't pray to demigods and all, right? So that's...
I still pray to them, honestly. I don't call them only demigods, first of all. I call them devtas, and I respect them. And because I know that we need blessings of everybody, We only said, you said you want blessings, so we need blessings of when I go to my hometown, I go to our Kuladevi, take blessings for my devotional service, so that I can serve Krishna better. Gopis went to Katyayani Devi. So yeah, you are right, but yeah, initially it is like, yeah, thank you. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, very simple thing, but initially it was very hard to digest. Why do we have to dance and jump and...
Yeah. Many of us had this problem. South Indian Brahmins, so they used to get, for me dancing was very difficult. Gauram Prabhu used to, I used to say, I can't dance. Gauram Prabhu used to say, piche baito. I don't know when I joined in and started dancing. Initially I used to feel very shy dancing, and then I started dancing so much that others used to feel shy. ये क्या कर रहा है? You know, Sarvam Bhattacharya was a great scholar. He was a great scholar, very grave, sober. And he became devotee. He started splashing water in the Narendra Sarovar and started jumping like a child and playing with devotees. Devotees began to feel shy. What has happened to Sarvam Bhattacharya? He's such a grave, sober, Brahaspati's incarnation. He's jumping like children and playing in the water with devotees, enjoying. And then Mahaprabhu said, hey, Bhattacharya, what happened to you? Then he said, Tarkika Shrigala Sange Bhiyu Bhiyu Kari Sei Muke Ebe Sada Kahe Krishna Hari. I was associating with jackals, Tarkika, wolves, and I used to say Bhiyu Bhiyu Bhiyu. This was the sound I was making. Tarkika Shrigala Sange Bhiyu Bhiyu Kari Sei Muke Ebe Sada Kahe Krishna Hari. Same mouth I am saying Krishna Hari. So like that he started jumping. And then all the devotees began to laugh at his simplicity. This is Mahaprabhu's movement. Mahaprabhu makes most sober people mad. And mad people like Jagai Madai sober. Anyway, thank you. Beautiful. Dancing is one of the most popular things which didn't make sense to us initially. Thank you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji was supposed to, after you Prabhuji and then we'll end. Yes. आप बोलो अभी mic है आप जिसके हाथ में mic है वही बोलेगा.
Yes. Prabhuji, initially I was thinking why they were spending a lot of time outside distributing books that didn't make sense to them. But later over a period of time,
book distribution made sense. Thank you. Yes. Last answer and then we'll continue. Yes, Prabhu.
Rules. So many rules.
Now satisfied. Thank you, Prabhu. So basically, all of you, see, this is what happens in a relationship also. When you love someone, some things attract you in that person, but some things don't attract. But still we focus on what attracted us, and we serve the person, and over a period of time, other things also make sense. Now, third question is most difficult, which we will not do in a group, which you can shout out your answers. And that is, see, in a relationship, some things immediately attract you. Right? Some things take time for you to understand. And there are some things which you will never understand in this lifetime. What do you think are some things which I may never figure out in this lifetime? Is there something? Like I'll tell you, my father, he used to be very short-tempered and he used to get angry with my mother for some things. But during old age, I saw he was very composed and he accepted my mother's idiosyncrasies without any difficulty. And when I asked him, you are not shouting now, you seem to have made peace. He said, yes, son, what you can't cure, you have to endure. So he was at peace. He had understood that some things he can't change in my mother. And he had accepted it. And he was very doting on my mom, very caring to her. So the point I'm saying is, in relationships, some things immediately attract us, and we understand, some things we don't understand soon, takes time, and some things we'll never be able to accept or understand. So, like for me, Jiva fall down, I'll never understand. I mean, logically you can give answer and all that. I said, okay, when I go back to Krishna, we'll sort it out. So, I don't want to spend time on this, but I'm just saying, whatever it is, keep it to yourself. But the point is, there will be something which will not make sense. So just like in a relationship, you accept, right, some things in your partner. Like somebody may not like your partner snoring, but you tolerate, theek hai yaar, abhi. So the point is, we all have in Krishna consciousness, some things immediately make sense, some things take time, some things even after devotees explain to us, it doesn't make sense. So can we also have a relationship with Krishna in the same principle, that Krishna, I love you, Some things I like, these things has taken time for me to understand, and some things, Krishna, I don't know, but I love you, I want to serve you. So if we have scriptures and devotees giving us scriptures, then we will be able to survive those turbulent times when things don't make sense to us. When things don't make sense, when there are doubts, conflicts, we can take shelter of the first two. Remember things that attracted you to Krishna, and remember things that took you time to understand about Krishna. See, we all will go through a situation where our head will be clouded with doubts and self-doubts, and we will be vulnerable. Arjuna, of all people, who had never lost a battle, he was defeated by infidel, coward men. I mean, can you imagine a warrior who's never lost a battle? He is losing to ordinary men with ordinary bows. It is like ridiculous. If you see, it is a ridiculous thing that has happened externally. Soham nripendra rahita purushottamena sakya prihena suhrda hridayena shunya advanurukrama parigrahamanga rakshan gope rasadbirabale vavinirjitosmi. He tells Yudhishthir Maharaj, Arjun says, I am the same Arjuna. But now when Krishna has left, hridayena shunya, my best friend has left, my heart is a vacuum, and I couldn't protect these queens of Dwarka from ordinary cowherd men who came to attack. Gope rasadbirabale, I am totally defeated and crushed. And Srila Prabhupada says this material world is a child's play. When parents tell the child, stop, he can't play more. They take away the toys. Krishna says, now stop being the boss. And the next verse is very strong. You know, the graphically he explains Arjuna. Tadvaidanushta ishava sarato hayaste soham rati nripatayo yata namanti sarvam kshanena tadabhuda sadisha riktam bhasman hutam kuakaradam ivoptamushyam. What a powerful verse. He says, Maharaj Yudhishthira, look at me. Tadvaidanushta ishava sarato hayaste. I have the same Gandiva, same horses, same chariot, same arrows. Soham rati, I am the same warrior Arjuna who defeated all the warriors. Sarvam kshanena, ek kshan mein. Tadabhud, everything gone, I lost. Asad Isha Riktam, because Isha, Krishna is gone. And now everything I am doing is like, he gives three graphic analogies. Bhasman Hutam. Jai Shri Shri Radha Nil Madhav Bhagwan ki jai, Gaur Nitai ki jai, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maiya ki jai, Lakshmi Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai. He gives three analogies. Bhasman Hutam, he says, now my power is like lighting fire on ashes. Kuvakaradam, waving a magic wand to get money. And Ivoptamushyam, like planting seeds on a barren soil. So without Krishna's power, Krishna's blessings, our abilities are like this. Magician moves a magic wand. Is that real money? I mean, if that was real money, why will he have to do magic show? So Arjuna is giving these graphic analogies. So we also will lose our power one day or the other. Atlanta is close by? No, Atlanta Olympics was very famous when I was in college, 1996, I remember. The final event was, the first event, the lighting of the Olympic torch of flame was done by Muhammad Ali. Because Muhammad Ali in 1960, Rome Olympics had won gold medal. And he was considered by BBC as the greatest athlete of the 20th century. So when Muhammad Ali used to go to the ring to fight boxing, his fans would sing a song. I fly like a bird, I sting like a bee, I am the greatest, Muhammad Ali. So he would knock one adversary after another. And then in 1996 Olympics, the main event when the torch is put on that big flame, that was done by Muhammad Ali, and he had Parkinson's, and he took 5 minutes to hold that torch, and slowly And everybody's watching, millions of people all over the world are watching live with bated breath. Imagine if he dropped it. And then finally, he put it. And everybody clapped, cheered, human spirit. But trust me, the organizers simply heaved a sigh of relief. It could have been a disaster. But the same hand, what happened in 36 years? This is the power of time. Arjuna, it can happen. With us also it can happen. It will happen. No, it can, it will happen. But Arjuna got strength. When he was in that situation, what gave him solace? Desha kalartha yuktani rittapo pashamani cha haranti smaratas chittam Govinda bhitani me. Whatever Govinda had spoken to him, he started remembering it. When we read scriptures, Desha kalartha yuktani, Sutta Goswami says, at every time, every place, every circumstances, Hrittapa apashapani cha, your heart burning will go away. In every time, every place, every circumstances, if you have scriptures. Haranti smaratas chittam, your head will be peaceful. If Govinda bihitani me, if Govinda is there. If you remember the scriptural statements, then you can remember. Actually, what will happen, he says in the next verse, Arjuna started remembering Krishna's instructions, no? Then what that led to? Evam chintayato jishno Krishna pada saroruham saurdenati gadena shanta sid vimalamati. By remembering Krishna's words, Krishna pada, lotus feet of Krishna started expanding in his heart like saroruham, like how the lotus expands, lotus flowers open up. Krishna's lotus feet his heart started expanding. Saurdenati gadena, is deep friendship with Krishna revived. Shantasi, he became peaceful again. He was so disturbed, he became peaceful again. And then remembering Krishna's words led to remembrance of Krishna, Krishna's lotus feet. And that remembrance, what it led to? This is amazing. Vasudevangri anudhyana paribhrahmita ramhasa bhaktya nirmatita shesha kashaya dishanorjuna. Two things happened. With great ramhasa, with great force, two things happened to Arjuna. One is bhakti increased, love for Krishna increased. And ashesha kashaya, unlimited dirt in his heart, if at all it was there, it vanished. There was nothing left, no dirt left in his heart. This is what will happen if we take shelter of scriptures. You may say, oh, but Arjuna had, Krishna's personal association. We don't have that. Sutta Goswami knows, Kali Yuga, we will give those kind of arguments. So in the next verse, he puts all our arguments to rest by giving a powerful verse. Geetam Bhagavatam Jnanam Tattat Sangrama Murdani Kala Karma Tamo Ruddham Punaradhyagamat Prabhu. He says, okay, Arjuna had Krishna's personal association. You and I have Geetam Bhagavatam Jnanam. We have Bhagavad Gita and we have Bhagavatam. Are you getting this? Very important. We have Gita and Bhagavat. And why he is saying Sangrama Murdani? We are also fighting a battle like Arjuna was fighting in the battlefield. Sangrama Murdani. In our battlefield, we need Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. And you may say, what battles we are fighting? He says, we are fighting enemy. We have three enemies who are attacking us. Kala, Karma, Tamo, Ruddham. Kala is attacking us. Our karma will come back to us, whatever we have done. And Tamo, Ruddham, darkness, ignorance attacks us. Punaradhyagamat Prabhu. You can immediately again become Prabhu. You are now Godas, you can become Prabhu. You can become master of your senses. You can have clarity, stability, if we have scriptures in our life. So therefore, scriptures are very important. This will take care of our head. And second is what? Heart. For heart, we need to have relationship, very good relationship with devotees and Krishna. And how do we have emotions with Krishna? So, one of the challenges for devotees is, we speak so much about Sattva Guna, chant, be peaceful. Why devotees don't prefer Sattva Guna? Do you know the real reason? Why we prefer passion, Rajoguna and Tamoguna? Because in Rajo and Tamo there are emotions. In Sattva Guna, you are peaceful. You feel, peace mein kya hai? I want emotions. Because human beings are not social or they're not rational animals. They say rational, human beings are rational animals. Human beings are actually emotional animals. All that rationality is only 1% in the surface, 99% below is emotions. We are emotional animal. And because we're looking for emotions, and Rajoguna promises emotions, intense churning, Tamoguna also lamentation, crying, emotions, we are attracted to Rajo and Tamo more than Sattva. So we need to have emotions in Sattva Guna, then we will be able to have our heart expand. And this is a brilliant point I heard from some senior devotees, I think Bhakti Gyan Maharaj. In Sattva Guna, how can we have emotions? By gratitude. If we cultivate gratitude, then our Sattva Guna life will be filled with positive emotions. Do you get this? And how do you have gratitude? There is a masterpiece, master stroke of gratitude. If gratitude is difficult, see, gratitude is what will help you develop emotions for Krishna. There is no other way you can develop emotions for Krishna. Only gratitude. Ultimately. Because gratitude for, see, what does gratitude do, you know? Slowly, subconsciously, that means you are always giving credit to Krishna, no? Thanking Krishna. Then you will realize how much Krishna loves me. And when you realize how much Krishna loves you, you will also love him. Like, you know, my cousin brother, I know him very well, he's a nice man, but he got married to one of the most beautiful girls. In the college, he fell in love with a girl and they got married. And I was shocked. I told her, Bhabhi, aap itne achhe hai, mera bhai to nalayak hai. How did you say yes to him? How did you get married to him? She said an interesting answer, which I connected to Krishna. She said, you know, when I realized he loves me so much, I fell in love with him. I said, wow. Actually, if we realize how much Krishna loves us, you understand, sometimes people fall in love just because they think, oh, this person loves me so much. So just imagine if we start practicing gratitude every day and realize how much Krishna loves me. Do you know what will happen? नाना करते प्यार तुम्ही से कर बैठे करना था इनकार इकरार तुम्ही से कर बैठे. We will keep saying no to Krishna, but we'll say yes to Krishna if we keep practicing gratitude. Because when we'll realize Krishna loves me, it's just a matter of time before we start loving Krishna. And how can we realize Krishna loves me? By counting all the blessings He's giving us. Every day He's giving us blessings. Every day He's giving us prasad. We have hands, eyes, we can talk, walk. So many ways we can see how Krishna loves me, isn't it? So this is the way we can take care of our heart. And last is what? Hands means what? Contribute, service. Bring joy to another person's heart. Spend some time every day doing some seva for someone other than I. And if we can serve someone sincerely, and how much joy we will feel. It's unimaginable. And then if we take care of these three, then remembrance of Krishna becomes easy. It's not a switch on, switch off. Okay, I'll remember Krishna now. Switch on. It's a culture, a practice of service, seva, shastra, and relationships and gratitude, practicing gratitude. I remember when I joined the ashram, my mother used to get me mangoes every Sunday because my house was just 2 kilometers from the temple. And my father was in a government service, and my mom, she would get me every Saturday, Sunday, a bag full of Alfonso mangoes. I joined in the month of March. March, April, May, June. Every Sunday, a bag full of ripe mangoes, and I would eat every day one, and then by the end of Sunday again, I would get a bag of mangoes. I would keep them in my locker. We had a small locker where all our belongings were there. I would take out one and I would eat quietly. I was enjoying those mangoes. And in India, people love mangoes. Everywhere, I guess. But one day something interesting happened. As I took out one mango to eat, quietly I would eat in the evening when nobody was around. One brahmachari came from the other side. And he saw me, I saw him, and he saw me with the mango in my hand. And reluctantly, not really wanting to serve him, but out of etiquette and politeness, I said, do you want a mango? He said, yeah, I don't mind, but this is for you, right? Do you have another one? I said, yeah, I have another one. Actually, I had many more, but I just picked out one. I have one more. Okay, we can eat. So we were about to eat. Another brahmachari came. And he said, oh, mango party going on. I said, you take. He said, you have one? I said, yeah, I have another one. So I removed like that. And then we three were about to start the mango eating. Another brahmachari came. And then I said, yaar, choda, pura bag uta diya. And then few more brahmacharis came. And that mango bag, which took me 1 week to empty, it was over in 5 minutes. And we all laughed, we spoke. And those mangoes are very sweet, you know. Every time I used to eat, they're sweet. But after we finished, we washed our hands, I cleaned up the place. And I sat on my locker and I realized, wow, these mangoes never tasted as sweet as they tasted today. What happened? What do you think happened? Sharing, giving something which I thought was mine. It has a profound effect in service, giving our heart, giving our love to someone. So, and that Krishna sees, he becomes very happy. Oh, he is stretching himself. I don't know if you have experienced, sometimes serving prasadam, you become more happy than eating, right? It happens, all the time it happens. So hands, head and heart, all three are in place. Then Krishna will rise in the Krishna Pada Saroruham. Krishna's lotus feet will expand in the heart. I'll pause here. There's so much I can speak and share, but I want to, some comments or questions we can take for some time now. I had thought in my mind I'll end at 8:15 and take questions, but it is 8:45 now. I got carried away. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for the lecture. Prabhu, the question may be not directly related to it, but how to handle fear? Because it's an insecure word, and then every day we are fearful of whether we are here or not, whether we are in the job or not, we are here in the world or not. So constantly fear is
insecurity, fear
bothering us. So how to get to that?
Thank you, Prabhu, for being so honest, candid, vulnerable. This is, everybody has this. And very few people, courageous devotees like you, who are honestly expressing it in a forum like this, without the fear of being judged. Yes, it's a fact. Fear is bhayam dvitiya nibefishatasya dishadapetasya viparyayo smriti. Shastras explain that this duality, constantly seeing friend, foe, rich, poor. We live in duality, right? Always what I like, I don't like. So this duality creates fear. So the solution for this, one is acceptance, accepting that I have some fear and insecurity. That acceptance and awareness is very, very important. Rather than simply, many people, what they do, they try to deny it. They try to overwhelm themselves with devotional service, thinking that that will take care of my fear. That will take care, but we have to be aware and accept it also, that I have these fears, and then we know what to offer Krishna for healing. I mean, we come to Krishna without, there is something called a spiritual bypass. We can't bypass our problems in the name of spirituality. First let us practice awareness and acceptance. Okay? Awareness of what I'm going through and accepting that I have these fears and insecurities. So when you accept, a lot of problems are solved. I'll tell you honestly. It's like, it's painful. वो पॉइजन अलाल भगवान शिव ने लिया ना गले में, तो हमको भी वो मटेरियल वर्ल्ड का वो लेना पड़ता है. जहर मरने के लिए थोड़ा सा, पर जिंदा रहने के लिए बहुत पीना पड़ता है. है ना? तो ये जो आपको पहले इसको पीना पड़ेगा कि हाँ बाबा लाइफ में फियर इनसिक्योरिटी है. और सत्संग में आने का, सत्संग में क्या होता है? What happens? You see, others are also there. They also have their insecurity, fear. They are also getting smashed by material energy. पिट रहे वो भी. अच्छा वो प्रभु जी बैठे, अच्छा वो भी बैठे, हाँ सब पिट रहे, चलो अच्छा है. There is some kind of solace. Association, Sankirtan is very powerful. When we have this fear and insecurity, come together, be with the devotees. That gives you some solace. Because ये जो life, आपने जो जिम्मेदारियां ली हैं लाइफ की, उसमें insecurities are unavoidable. उड़ा देती हैं नींदें कुछ जिम्मेदारियां घर की, रात को जागने वाला हर शख्स आशिक नहीं होता. Responsibilities of our lives give us insomnia. It's not because of romance, love. So that's how life is. Life is tough, right? So insecurities and fear are there, and there is no shortcut. That is the point. If you are looking for shortcut, there is none. Accepting it and being with devotees. And I'm going to share with you something very, very important. This sadhana we do, Sankirtan we do, is very, very important. Most important is Sankirtan. But along with Sankirtan, you should learn to embrace that pain and that fear. मुझे ये fear है, उसको स्वीकार करने का. Otherwise क्या होगा? You will try to run away from that fear by stimulating yourself through some electronic devices. Sometimes people want to run away from fear, anxiety. People have bad habits. So all those things can really overwhelm us and create more insecurity and more fear. So we have to at some point of time learn to face it. Learn to face it and accept it. Yeah, this is what I have chosen. These are the actions I have taken. This is my life and these are the insecurities. Krishna, I am yours. I want to serve you. My life is in your hands. Manasa deho gevo jo kichu mor arpilu tua pade nanda kishore. Oh Krishna, I am offering you. And Krishna will take care. But you can't deny it. That's the point I am saying. Denial is the worst kind of lie, because that is a lie you are speaking to yourself. So this is the first step. What you have done today is the most important step, to accept what are your fears. Write them down. And then show it to Krishna. This is what the fears I have. Please take care of me, so that I want to serve you. And then you'll find some peace and succor in that. But without learning to embrace the pain, we can't look for shortcuts. है, सबको है fear. Renounce order में भी है. Very few are etam sasthaya paratmanishtam, completely surrendered to Krishna. Once one grahastha told me, Prabhu ji, आप तो अकेले हैं. आपको बुढ़ापे में क्या होगा? कौन है आपके साथ? मैंने कहा, मेरे अकेलेपन का मजाक बनाने वालों, जरा ये तो बताओ, जिस भीड़ में तुम खड़े हो उसमें कौन तुम्हारा है? So they are also alone only, So life is tough. So we need to come to peace with it and soberly move on. Sobriety brings sobriety. As we get older, our insecurities and fears come in front of us. Is that okay, Prabhu? Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Anger? I don't know. We can learn, again, awareness and acceptance is the key, because if we can learn to explain our anger rather than express it. I don't know if you have learned awareness and awareness practices are, pausing down your life, slowing down your life, breathing, inhaling, exhaling, creating a distance between you and your thoughts. Over a period of time, that will give you ability to explain your anger rather than express your anger. And how much control you will have over yourself, and also how influential and successful you will be in your negotiations if you can express your anger. I remember in childhood, I was never afraid of my mother, because when she was angry, she would just shout. Predictable. But my father was very strange. When he was angry, he would speak softly. Son, right now I'm very angry with you. Because that shows that this person is in control of his anger. That means he can use his anger when he wants. That is very dangerous. So imagine how much power you will have if you could learn to use your anger like Hanuman used it, rather than be used by the anger. So using anger means the ability to be aware of your anger and then release it, withdraw it. And that can happen with awareness and acceptance practices, which is creating a space between you and your thoughts, which is through breathing, journaling, prayers. So like that. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
There is a saying that familiarity breeds contempt. So, will it be applicable for us, like
devotees also? Yeah, many times we take the other devotees for granted. Familiarity breeds ati parichayat avagya. The Sanskrit saying. So when devotees are there, we are with them for some time, then we take them for granted and then we don't honor them. That's why we have to keep reminding ourselves these devotees are special. These devotees are Krishna's devotees. Otherwise we will judge them, we will take them for granted. So, and it happens many times when we are with devotees, and especially in a society like ISKCON where devotees are from different cultural backgrounds. Then, even before familiarity there is contempt. You don't have to wait for familiarity. Because we just can't accept cultural differences. It's very common. Like I'll tell you, I am from an ashram where there is one Sardar Punjabi devotee. You know, Punjabi devotees are very expressive. They start jumping, dancing at small things. And there is a South Indian Brahman devotee from South Indian background, very shy. And in the Kirtan, this Punjabi devotee would pull this South Indian in the Kirtan and sometimes slap him on the back out of love. But the South Indian devotee thought he's so snobbish and arrogant. But actually, and then there are big serious issues. So then I tried to do mediation and I spoke to this Punjabi devotee. I said, "Yaar, tum usko marta hai, tum usko mazak kar udata hai." He said, "Prabhuji, I love him. And that's why I do it." Just imagine, the love language is so different for each person. And the South Indian devotee is thinking, he doesn't love me, that's why he's doing this. So many times, we have a certain definition of love in our head. And if somebody fits into that definition, we think he's very nice devotee. And if somebody doesn't fit into that definition, we think he is not good devotee. And that is why we have contempt, we don't like devotees. All these things happen because of all our skewed up definition of love, affection. Therefore, as devotees, we have to be very careful. It happens all the time. And I know one devotee in our ashram who was always like this, angry look on his face. Never smiles. And tough hand, you know, his hands, he used to take care of buffaloes when he was a child. So he joined the ashram from a village background, and I am from a college academic background. So when I joined, he used to walk by saying, "Hey, sub stress, you all have come from city, spoiled brats. You can't work hard." I used to pass judgments like that. So I used to think he's a very arrogant devotee. But he is so much service. 24 hours he is doing service. Just little bit he'll sleep. But he loves devotees, because when I got a frozen shoulder, he came with and he's 10 years senior to me. I mean, you're not supposed to take service from your seniors, right? You are supposed to serve your seniors. But he came and started putting that ointment on me for half an hour. He was doing, I said, "Prabhuji, nahi, aap senior hai. Arre, baito." And he would, not that he was telling me, I care for you, I love you. But he had this style. So if we see all devotees have their own unique personality, then we'll stop judging them. Then we'll not have contempt. There's one devotee in our ashram, Brahmachari, he has never appreciated me till now. Always straight face. So I can easily conclude that he is not a nice devotee. But he is a wonderful devotee. That doesn't mean I should also not smile at others. I should be who I am, I have my personality. I like to talk to people. He's a shy person. I remember after my class, sometimes devotees appreciate. But Brahmachari is very difficult to make them appreciate. So he would come to me after the class. Very good class. You finished on time. So his good class, criteria of good class was finishing on time. Never smiling. But when my father passed away, I was in Badrinath and I had to rush to South India. My village, It took me 2 days. And I was so disoriented. I was taking care of house, mother. And then he would call me every day, morning and evening. And it's not that, "Prabhu, I'm there for you, I love." No, not like that. "Kaisa hai? ठीक है? घर पे सब ठीक है? हाँ. मदर कैसी है? अच्छा. कुछ चाहिए? अच्छा ठीक है, मैं शाम को फोन करता हूँ." So isn't that love? But we have our own definition, our own cultural background, our own lifestyle. That's why familiarity breeds contempt, because we live with the same people, we refuse to acknowledge cultural barriers, and we refuse to think that devotees are from different amazing backgrounds, all trying to serve Krishna. So we should be very careful.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. You talked about service. What is the service which Krishna appreciates or accepts? Because service has many definitions.
Srila Prabhupada asked this question once in a temple hall where there were a lot of book distributors sitting, a lot of life members sitting, pujaris sitting, kitchen devotees sitting, everybody was sitting. And one devotee asked, Prabhupada, what will please you the most? Srila Prabhupada could have said book distribution, then all the book distributors would have felt very happy. You know? So Prabhupada gave an amazing answer. He said, if you love Krishna, I will be pleased the most. So what will please Krishna is how best we can offer our hearts to Him. That will please Krishna the most. Krishna is not pleased by the activity. He is bhavagrahi janardana. You know? So if you can offer your heart best to Krishna by making garlands, Krishna will be pleased by that. See, there are two things in a relationship, right? You have to offer the person what you like, and you also have to offer the person what he likes. Right? So whatever talents you have, you offer that to Krishna by doing seva. And what will please, that is what you have. That is you're offering Krishna. And the second part of the relationship is what? What are the two parts of the relationship? I think we are disturbing him in his play. So there are two parts in a relationship, right? So we please the beloved with what we have and what the beloved wants. That is the second part. So what does Krishna want? Krishna wants our love. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachiti. Bhakti, he wants our heart. And from our side, what we can offer, whatever talents we have, we can offer. So like that, if we do, then Krishna will be very pleased with us. And how can you know that Krishna is pleased? There is a beautiful verse in the third canto. Shraddha Bhakti, out of that verse, Bhakti Pareshanubhava Virakti Ranyatra Cha. So that the proof of the pudding is in the eating. When you start liking devotees, you start seeing good in others, you feel Krishna consciousness is a festival every day. It's like you feel freshness in bhakti. This is, although you may be aware of all the problems and everything, but the fact that you feel Krishna consciousness is worth it. So that is the proof that you are pleasing Krishna. Not some mystic light will come from your head which will show, nothing like that will happen. But the fact that you are happy with being with devotees, you are happy taking part in Sankirtan, that is the proof that Krishna is pleased. And also in that service, Prabhu, whenever we are serving Krishna, one very important thing is there has to be something there which is nothing for me. There has to be some service which is not for me, which is for Krishna only. That will please Krishna. But generally, when we do something, there is some interest we have, no? Like anything we do generally, I also want something from that. But if we can, at least something we offer Krishna, at least once in a while, Krishna, I don't want anything from this is only for your pleasure. That will seal it. In this world, have you ever experienced somebody serving you without expecting anything in return? No, it could be anybody. Sometimes friends also do that, right? Somebody gives you something without expecting anything in return. If you have received it, don't you feel deeply touched? Although you may think you have a stone-hearted person. But I'll tell you, once I was in Mayapur, this Prabhupada Samadhi, I was chanting on an Ekadashi, and I was thinking, I'm chanting since morning, many hours passed. And I was thinking, if somebody can give me nice Ekadashi Prasad today. And just after some time, that Pujari from that Narottam Prabhu from that Samadhi Mandiri came. And he said, Prabhu, Prasad paenge? I was like, who is he? I didn't know him then. Oh, Bengali, brahmachari, devotee, maybe he's seen my expensive shawl. I was a manager in temple. So I was using my brain thinking that he wants to give me prasad, maybe he wants something from me. Why would somebody come and ask a stranger, do you want prasad? So I said, I'm right now hungry, let me say yes to him and then I'll deal with what he wants. They said, he brought me inside, he made me sit in a big plate, he started serving me. I was thinking, abhi mangega. And 2 second helping, 3rd helping, so many Ekadashi sabzi, sweet. And then finally he said, and plate also he didn't allow me to take, he only threw it. He took care of me like a VIP. And then in the end he said, Prabhuji, ek request hai aapse. I said, abhi mang raha hai. Now he wants something. And you know what he said? Prabhuji, aap mere liye pray karenge, Bhagwan se aap Radha Gopinath Mandir se aaye, pray karenge. I felt so ashamed. I felt, I'm saying, are you sure you want nothing else? Like, he really didn't want anything. And then I asked him, aapko, aap bas yahi bol rahe? Then you know what he said? He slapped me actually by his words. He said, आप देंगे क्या प्रभु? हम तो मायापुर में रहते हैं, धाम में हम. आप हमको क्या दे सकते हैं? पाट करके. That was a japad. Then I ran to my room. Whatever cookies I had brought from temple. See, we meet many people. I have met many people in Mayapur, Vrindavan, but those who serve us without expecting anything in return, my hard heart has melted. Melts. Even I was stone heart. It melted that day because somebody gave me something without expecting anything in return. So every time I used to say, I've forgotten so many people we meet, we forget their names. But this person I've not forgotten, even after 17, 18 years. You know what I'm saying? So if a stone-hearted person like me can be touched by somebody giving me something without expecting anything in return, imagine the person with the softest heart is Krishna. So if he can give something to Krishna, Krishna, this is for you. Krishna, I really want to make you happy. So I'm going to sing this bhajan for your pleasure, Krishna. Please accept this. And then you offer it with whatever sincerity you have, or serving prasad, or deity worship, or this round, Krishna, I'm a spaced out guy, I'm a rascal, my mind is always wandering, but this one round, I'm going to offer to you for your pleasure, Krishna. Please let me offer this, please accept this. With all sincerity you offer. Imagine what will happen. Krishna will say, he's giving it to me. Srila Prabhupada says in one lecture I was hearing recently. So, the gopis, they loved Krishna because they wanted to make Krishna happy. So when Krishna came back from the forest of Vrindavan, they did not go and check Krishna's pocket. What have you brought for me? They did not ask Krishna. What have you brought from the forest? They simply wanted to give Krishna. Now we are not on the level of the gopis. See again, I am not telling you go to the other extreme. Selfless service. Take care of yourself. You may have some desires from Krishna. Ask. Be honest. Krishna, I want this bank, or job, I want this, whatever, you ask. But also, I have some service where you don't have anything. You just give Krishna. And then you will see that will please Krishna the most. That's what Prabhupada has told us. Giving Krishna our complete self. Okay? Thank you. We'll stop here, bro. It's 9:05. Okay, you had a hand. Yes. Last question.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. I think you may have answered my question with your last answer, but I'll still ask the question in case you want to add something. So, Prabhu, we hear about how to remember Krishna, and you gave a lot of tips. What I've experienced is sometimes the remembrance is there, that Krishna gave this instruction or the Guru gave this instruction, but then the determination to convert that remembrance into action is not there. So how do we say that, okay, I remember this, but I also want to implement this in the choice that we make?
Choice, yeah. So I'll tell you something which is a little unconventional. You may be a little surprised by this answer. My experience is devotees cannot always choose Krishna over Maya. There is Maya, there is Krishna. We are supposed to always choose Krishna and say no to Maya. Yes to Krishna, no to Maya is our philosophy. But the hard reality, the bitter reality of this world is many times devotees they choose Maya over Krishna also. So what do? Should we keep saying choose Krishna, choose Krishna, choose Krishna? Then what happens is devotees who choose Maya over Krishna, they become so guilty, they become so miserable that they don't come back to Krishna. Because they feel they are so fallen that even Krishna can't do anything for them. So my humble proposal is, even if you have chosen Maya over Krishna, even if you choose Maya over Krishna, which is you should not, but if you have chosen, don't beat yourself. At least take forgiveness from Krishna. At least take permission from Krishna. At least seek redemption from Krishna. Somehow come to Krishna. Somehow come to Krishna even if you don't have determination. And then there are many strong statements of Prabhupada also, that if you don't have determination, you're an animal and all of that. At the same time, Prabhupada is also considerate. Recently I was hearing Kadam Kanan Swami Maharaj's podcast with Namras Prabhu. And Namras Prabhu is asking that, Maharaj, what about devotees who are in the muck, who are suffering, who are not able to follow the principles, who don't have the determination, what do you have to tell them? You know what he said? What an answer he gave. He said, don't worry, we are all in the same boat. Please come back. Please remember Krishna. We are there for you. You are part of our family. Don't go away from Krishna. Just be a devotee. Don't try to be a superstar devotee. So basically we need to give hope. Determination will not come by criticizing yourself and feeling that you are fallen. That determination comes through this most important element of coming back to Krishna. So how do we do this? There are 5 steps. Just see if this makes sense to you. First is scriptures. Constantly hearing scriptures gives clarity. At least makes us clear of what is right, what is wrong. First is scriptures. Second, very important, listen when you pray. Which means when chanting, listening to the holy name, or when sitting in front of the deities. Sometimes we think prayer means only telling Krishna, I want this, I want this. Prayers also means listening. Sometimes just sharing silence with your beloved partner also helps you understand many things. Similarly, when you are simply in that sacred space of sound, or in prayers, or in kirtan, just be attentive. That listening. So first is what? Scripture. Second is listen when you pray. And third, make a commitment. If the first 2 is going on, then make a commitment to Krishna. You know what commitment? Krishna, today is Tuesday, Radha Neel Madhav. I am making a commitment to you that before I come next time, I think I'll come here on Sunday morning now. I promise you, Krishna, that I will sincerely appreciate 10 devotees. I'm just giving an example. I'll sincerely appreciate them and serve them. At least 10 devotees before I come to you next Sunday. This is the third step. What have you done now? Made a personal commitment to Gaur Nitai, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Sita Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, Radha Neel Madhav. You made this commitment. And what do you think is the fourth step? Keep that commitment. Do what it takes, but do those 10, appreciate those 10 devotees. That is a very important. Sometimes we make a commitment, then we go outside and we forget. So next 1 week, you have time to keep that commitment. That is the fourth step. And what do you think is the most important fifth step? Come back and report to Krishna. Come back and report, even if you have not appreciated those 10 devotees. If you have appreciated or not appreciated, come back and report. This is the most important, because what happens, many devotees, they make a commitment, then they are not able to keep that commitment, they run away from Krishna. Come back and report, Krishna, I promised you I'll appreciate 10 devotees, but you know what happened? As soon as I left the temple, I forgot. And only today morning I remembered I have to go to Sunday, I'll get pizza. So I came. And then I remembered I had made a commitment to you. I'm sorry, Krishna. So what you have done? You have come back and reported. So when we do this constantly, then our conscience gets awakened. Means next time when you are tempted with Maya and you are saying you don't have determination, Krishna in the heart as Paramatma will remind you, Prabhu. Because many times we succumb to Maya because we lack the determination. But imagine if you are hearing Krishna constantly. So what many devotees do, because they don't like Krishna's voice, repeatedly warning, telling them not to do, they try to prevent Krishna from telling them by running away from Krishna. Keep coming back to Krishna. Let Krishna keep chastising you, telling you, and you keep failing, but you keep coming back to Krishna. And hearing scripture. See, what are the 5 steps? What is the first step? Scripture. Second, listen when you pray. Third, make a commitment. Fourth, keep the commitment. And fifth and most important, return and report. Then Krishna is yours. Then it's you and Krishna. Krishna will be chastising you every day, but you come back and report. Then Krishna will also, you will see Krishna will also hug you. Krishna is a very loving master, you know. He will show you the mirror also, and he will hold your hand also. So Krishna is very, very wonderful. So we should not, even if you have fallen and lack determination, don't give up on coming back to Krishna. And another important tip on determination is always developed by small steps. If you are aspiring something big, determination always develops with stupid small steps. Like I wanted to do yoga every day or regularly, so I decided I will do 1 push-up, 1 Surya Namaskar a day, 1 push-up a day. How much? But that has to be done. Whatever happens, you have to do it. Even if the sky falls on your head, even if you're dying that day, you have to do 1 push-up. And one day I remember, I was so busy in the night I was sleeping, I suddenly remembered. So there only I did 1 push-up. But then after a few months, when it becomes difficult to not do it, then you make it 2, 3. So, like I used to write, I'm a writer. So I made a vow that I will write half an hour every day. So, flop. One day I said I will write every day just 50 words. 50 words is, it's like this. Even if the sky is falling on my head, I can write 50 words. And you know what happened? That year, I wrote 2 books. Why it happened? Because one day my back was paining, I had fever, and if I had a vow of half an hour of writing, I would have not written anything. Because it was 50 words, I started writing, and when I started writing, I had broken the inertia, and after 50 words, 100 words, I don't know when, for 4 hours I kept writing. And fever kaha, gayab, chew, and back pain gaya. Because that is who I am, and you need to break that inertia. I was like, wow. So like that, every day I was writing half an hour, but I never kept the minimum more than 50 words. Just trick, it's a mental trick. That's why chanting also, sometimes devotees give a lot of seminars on 64 rounds, 192 rounds. This is very good. But I tell devotees, just chant a few mantras attentively in every round. Krishna, see, I've offered you this one Maha mantra, Hare Krishna. Then, slowly you make progress. Is that okay? So 5 steps of developing your conscience. Haribo. So it's 9:15. We'll stop here. Thank you very much for all the devotees in Seattle. This is the longest, this is the only place where I've stayed for almost 1 week. Every other place I stayed for, like I traveled to 15 cities in 18 days. And I come here and I stay for 1 week. So Seattle Yatra is amazing, and I sincerely thank all of you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. As you said, we are all very happy receiving you here. It's the first time we are hearing you here. And just like that, mangoes which you distributed in Chaupati, we actually distributed the amras directly, not the mangoes. So, yeah, I read from one of your books, you said recall, relish, and review. Resolve. 3 things, right? So the book is very helpful. So I just started reading 1 chapter randomly. So Prabhu actually we have some books which written by Prabhu here. Those who are interested, they can contact our bookshop there. Narahari Priya Prabhu is actually putting the books out there. Please take. If you all take, Prabhu, I think, can we ask you to sign? So many. Yes, Prabhu is going to sign the book for you. So, and you can also talk to him personally. And Prabhu, what's your website? You have
yogaformodernage.com.
yogaformodernage.com. So please go through that and please stay in touch with the Prabhu. And we want him to come again, not for 1 week, as many weeks as you want. You can stay here. and we'll be very happy. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your love and
Srila Prabhupada ki
Thank
jai.
you.
Okay, if you want to take a photo with Prabhu, please come forward. We all take a group photo. Quick, Hare Krishna.